This is Art Television.
My homage to the gem of the Supreme Buddha. The Buddha is my refuge every day. May my homage to the gem of the Supreme Dhamma. The Dhamma is my refuge every day. May my homage to the gem of the Supreme Sangha. The Sangha is my refuge every day. May my homage to the Supreme Triple Gem. The Triple Gem is my refuge every day. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Samanta cakkavalesu atra gaccantu devata. Saddhammang munirajassa sunantu saggamokkadang. Dhammasavana kālo ayang badanta. Dhammasavana kālo ayang badanta. Dhammasavana kālo ayang badanta. May all divine beings arrive here to listen to sublime Dhamma expounded by the fully enlightened one. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Honor to the Supreme Buddha, the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. Meritorious devotees and Dhamma friends, may all live with the blessings of the Triple Gem, a happy, peaceful and pleasant life. Meritorious devotees, the Supreme Buddha always wanted to deliver Dhamma for the innocent beings to eradicate defilements and come to the final understanding or the deliverance, that is Nibbana. In understanding the reality of the world, mainly we have to know three characteristics, that those are called three signata, tilakkana. Tilakkana, three signata, three characteristics have to be understood in terms of our faculties. Faculties mainly eye, ear, nose, tongue, body and mind. And in relation to the aggregates of clinging, and in relation to the elements, four elements. Especially the Supreme Buddha's teachings are divided into various sections, like lengthy discourses, middle-length discourses, and miscellaneous discourses, and connected discourses, like that. In connected discourses, Sangyutta Nikaya, fourth section, which explicates about the faculties, we find some very important discourses. In the section called Gilana section, the Supreme Buddha has delivered, expounded a very important discourses, three discourses. Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta. those discourses are delivered to Venerable Radha. So one day Venerable Radha came to Supreme Buddha and worshipped the Supreme Buddha honorably. Having sat aside, he questioned the Supreme Buddha, "O Venerable Sir, please preach me the Dhamma which can be useful for me to comprehend the Dhamma by being going away from the group of the Sangha and be alone and practice." So then Supreme Buddha delivered the first discourse there, which is called Anicca discourse, that is about impermanence. Then Supreme Buddha says, or rather, you know, this I is impermanent. I is impermanent. Therefore, you have to, generally you have desire to I, Chanda. But now you have to destroy or put an end to what is called this desire to the I. So if you destroy or if you put an end to the desire to your I, that is important. Then Supreme Buddha explicated to him, secondly, there are forms. Now I can see forms. So forms are, or in other words, rupa. The forms are impermanent. Therefore, you have to, end desire for forms. You have to end desire for forms. Then there is what is called I consciousness. I consciousness. When we have I, the faculty of I, when we have forms, the rupa, these, due to these two factors, arises what is called I consciousness, Chakku Vijnana. That is also impermanent according to the Supreme Buddha. Therefore, Supreme Buddha explicated to Venerable Radha, or rather you have to eliminate desire for I consciousness. Then Supreme Buddha says, these three things, I, forms, and I consciousness, when these three things come together, Tinnan Sangati Passo, that is called eye contact, Chakku Sampassa. So Chakku Sampassa, eye contact, or also impermanent. Therefore, you have to eliminate desire for eye contact. Then the Supreme Buddha once again explicated to Radha, due to eye contact or Chakku Sampassa arises what is called feeling, Vedana. That feeling can be divided into three: Sukha, pleasurable; Dukkha, unpleasurable; Upekka, equanimity. So, these three feelings also are impermanent. So, you have to eliminate desire for these three feelings. So, like that, the Supreme Buddha explicated to Radha, this is the way that you can come to final understanding in a one way. Now, that is regarding I. Meritorious devotees, Dhamma friends, you all possess eyes. Now, this time you have human eyes, but some occasions you had divine eyes in our sansaric life, but very rarely. Because having done meritorious deeds and having practiced 5 factors like saddha, unshakable confidence to the Supreme Buddha, and sila, virtue, and sutta, dhamma, knowledge, chaga, charity, panya, wisdom. Having practiced these 5 factors in your previous lives, myself, yourself, we all have got the chance to be born in the planes like divinely planes. There we had, divine eyes. But this time we have human eyes, because we have accumulated merits to be born in a human plane. But you must remember, in our long sansaric life, we very rarely get the opportunity to be born in a human plane and, divine plane or celestial planes like Brahma worlds. We have been born very many occasions, very often in the 4 hells, that is Niraya, purgatory, and Tirachana Yoni, animal plane, Petti Visayo, the Preta ghost world, and Asura world, the another beings called Asura. Therefore, those are called 4 hells. Very many occasions we have been born in those 4 hells. When we were born in those 4 hells, we had the eyes according to the form that we possess in those planes. Suppose we had been born as a dog, we had the eyes of dogs. Those occasions we looked at the world with the eyes of dogs. Sometimes we looked at the world with the eyes of serpents, cobra, viper, rattlesnake, like that. Sometimes we have been born in the Preta world, we looked at the world with the eyes of ghosts, pretas. Now, in those occasions, as long as we desire for the eyes, once again we got, we have had these eyes. We achieved, we received these eyes this time. As long as we have not eliminated the desire for eyes, once again we will get eyes in the samsara, according to the wholesome and unwholesome actions that we do. Therefore, meritorious devotees, Dhamma friends, the Supreme Buddha explicated to rather eliminate desire for eye forms, eye consciousness, eye contact, and feelings. Then the Supreme Buddha explicated to rather, you have to eliminate desire to your ear, sota. We all have ears. This time we have human ears. Sometimes we had animal ears. Sometimes divine ears. Now we have to Buddha explicated, rather eliminate the desire for ears. Then eliminate desire for sounds, sadhu. Because if there are ears, there are sounds. Due to ears and sounds, once again arises ear consciousness, sota vijnana. why the Supreme Buddha explicated to rather to eliminate the desire for ears and sounds and ear consciousness and all, because ears are impermanent, anicca, and sounds are impermanent. Ear consciousness is impermanent. When these three come together, Tinnan Sangati Passo, that is also impermanent. That is ear consciousness. Sota Vijnana, that is also impermanent. Therefore, Supreme Buddha explicated, eliminate likeness or desire for what is called Sota Vijnana, what is called Sota Sampassa, that is ear contact. Ear contact. Now eliminate desire for ears, eliminate desire for sounds, eliminate desire for ear consciousness, eliminate desire for ear contact, then there is what is called feelings. There are feelings. Pleasurable, unpleasurable, and equanimity. Therefore, they are also impermanent, anicca. Therefore, Supreme Buddha said, eliminate desire for these what is called feelings. So in that way, then now the Supreme Buddha explicated, you have to pahatabbu, chandang pahatabbu, eliminate the desire. Then Supreme Buddha explicated regarding nose. Nose is impermanent. Chakku, sota, ghana. Ghana also impermanent. That is nose. Then odors, smells, they are also impermanent. Then Supreme Buddha explicated, eliminate desire for odors. Then due to nose and due to odors arises what is called nasal consciousness, what is called ghana vijnana. So that is also impermanent. Now I think you can understand the impermanent nature of these faculties. Now, as a baby, we had eyes, but as a young person, now different eyes. I mean, always we cannot understand intricately. These faculties are changing. Even now, while you are looking at me, your eyes are changing. The form, myself, is changing. And your consciousness, eye consciousness, is changing. So all these things are always changing. But we cannot understand that thing very immediately. It takes time. Because suppose your age now 24, when you go back to 14, if you get a photo of yours, then the photo of 14 and 24 are two different. Very quickly you can understand the difference from the body. Body change can be understood very easily, but mind change cannot be understood very easily. That is why this is very intricate, very complex to understand. No teacher in the world has ever explained about this kind of explanation. You know, now sometimes scientists, Western doctors and all, they explain about the what is called some parts of the eye, parts of the ear, parts of the nose, parts of the tongue, parts of the body, and brain. They explain, but they cannot explain these intricate operationalization of these faculties. Only the Supreme Buddha, enlightened one, has explicated these things. Due to Sabbanyuta Jnana, the Supreme Buddha has attained, having practiced 10 perfections for eons and eons of time. So that Sabbanyuta Jnana, what is called Sabbanyuta Jnana in the sense omniscience. So due to omniscience, Supreme Buddha has understood these factors. So meritorious devotees, Dhamma friends, now we are explaining about eye, ear, nose. Now we are talking about nose. So nasal, the nose, the odors, then nasal consciousness, nasal contact, then feelings due to these odors, pleasurable, unpleasurable, and equanimity. And all these things are impermanent. Therefore, Supreme Buddha advised rather to eliminate desire for all that. Then next one is tongue, another faculty, next faculty. Tongue is also impermanent. Then tastes are impermanent. Therefore, Supreme Buddha advises to rather eliminate desire for tongue, eliminate desire for taste, eliminate desire for tongue consciousness. Now, due to tongue and taste arises tongue consciousness. That is Jivha Vijnana. Now, that is also impermanent. Therefore, Supreme Buddha says, eliminate the desire for tongue consciousness. These three things coming together form what is called tongue contact, Jivha Sampassa. So that is also impermanent. Now when we eat something, time to time, the consciousness changes. Sometimes we eat vegetables. Suppose we eat beans, then we eat dal, then we eat fish, then we eat some meat, then we eat rice, then we eat some sweet things, then fruits. Now gradually, when the tastes are changed, the vijnana, consciousness also change. So that is why they are impermanent. That is why Supreme Buddha says, eliminate desire for these things. Then finally feelings. Sometimes when we eat bitter gourd, we have unpleasurable feelings. We have unpleasurable feelings. Unpleasurable feelings are there. Bitter gourd. And, that is, sometimes when we eat sweets, that is pleasurable feelings. That is pleasurable feelings. And sometimes when we eat something that is not sweet or neither sweet nor bitter, we get some kind of feeling that is equanimity. Therefore, meritorious devotees, Dhamma friends, all these things are impermanent. All these things are impermanent. And meritorious devotees, next, the Supreme Buddha explicates about the other factor. What is the other factor? That is meritorious devotees, what is called body, the kaya. Now that is also impermanent. Kaya is impermanent. Now, therefore Buddha says, eliminate desire for body. Then there is what is called body contact. Now, passa. So that is also impermanent. So eliminate desire for that contact. Then Buddha says, now what is called tangibility. That tangibility also impermanent. Therefore, you have to eliminate desire for tangibility. Body impermanent, tangibility impermanent. Then what is called body consciousness, kaya viññāna, that is also impermanent. Therefore, you have to eliminate that desire for body consciousness. Tinnan sangati passo. These three things come together. That is body contact. Now, kaya sampassa. That is also impermanent. So, therefore, you have to eliminate what is called the desire for body contact. Then you have to eliminate feelings. Due to body contact, there arises feelings. Pleasurable, unpleasurable, and equanimity. Now, they are also impermanent. Therefore, you have to eliminate desire for that feeling. So, like that, Supreme Buddha explicated to Venerable Radha, to eliminate desire for all the aspects of the body. Then Supreme Buddha explicates to Venerable Radha regarding mind. Now, that is the most intricate thing, complicated thing, complex thing for us to understand. The operationalization of the mind. The Supreme Buddha is the only religious leader, the teacher in the world of human and divine, who understood about this serious or the complex thing called mind. So Supreme Buddha explicated mind also impermanent. Therefore, you have to eliminate desire for mind. Then objects, arammana, they are also impermanent. Now, while you are listening to this Dhamma sermon, various objects come into your mind. So, different ideas, different ideologies, always changing. Therefore, the objects are always changing. They are also impermanent. Then Supreme Buddha says, now, mind is impermanent, objects are impermanent. Then these three, mind consciousness, mano viññāna, that is also impermanent. Now there are 6 consciousness: eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, body consciousness, mind consciousness. Now this is mind consciousness. Mind consciousness also impermanent. Therefore you have to eliminate desire for mind consciousness. These 3 things come together: mind, mind objects, and mind consciousness. Then mind contact, mano sampassa, that is also impermanent. And due to mind consciousness, mind contact, mano sampassa, feeling arises. So that feeling is also impermanent. Therefore you have to eliminate desire for feeling. So in this way, meritorious devotees, the Supreme Buddha explicated to Venerable Radha how to practice anicca in relation to these 6 faculties. Now, in the next discourse, Dukkha discourse, Supreme Buddha says, you have to eliminate, desire for eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind, because they are suffering. They are suffering. Eye is suffering. Now, due to eye, we have to suffer. Due to nose, we have to suffer. Due to tongue, we have to suffer. Due to body, we have to suffer. And due to mind, we have to suffer. Therefore, all these things are based on suffering. Therefore, Supreme Buddha says, eliminate the desire for all that. And in the next discourse, the Supreme Buddha explicated to Radha the next factor, that is anatta, soullessness or unsubstantiality. Now, I is unsubstantial. Therefore, we cannot manipulate according to our wish. Now, sometimes we have to operate our mind, I. Why? Because it is not properly visible. Then we have to operate. If we can manipulate according to our wish, we can say to the mind, ear or eye, please don't be like that. You have to work according to my wish, but it doesn't work. The body, it doesn't work according to our wish. Sometimes we get paralyzed one side. Now we cannot say, I want to have this body very, very strong till my death, but it doesn't happen. So, in that manner, Dhamma friends. Now, sometimes various, now cholesterol and all the problems in the veins, and finally it causes heart attacks. Now, if we can manipulate according to our wish, we do not want to have operations in the heart. We can ask the heart, please be silent and work according to my way. You have to circulate the blood properly. Now it doesn't work. That is why it is soulless, unsubstantial. Therefore, meritorious devotees, these 6 faculties are impermanent, suffering, and unsubstantial. That is why Supreme Buddha explicated to Radha, eliminate desire for all these faculties and related factors. Therefore, Dhamma friends, meritorious devotees, having listened to this Dhamma sermon, Radha was very pleased, and then Supreme Buddha ended up this very, very important Dhamma sermon. Therefore, we all have to, understand this nature of the world, what is called impermanent suffering and unsubstantiality, and always try to concentrate on these faculties in relation to that, and try to understand the real nature of this world, and try to detach from this world that is suffering, and try to comprehend the Four Noble Truths as early as possible within the regime of Gautama Buddha Sasana. May the Noble Triple Gem bless with you all. Akasattha ca Bummatta Devanaga Mahiddhika Punyantang Anumoditva Chiran Rakhantu Buddha Sasanang. Akasattha ca Bummatta Devanaga Mahiddhika Punyantang Anumoditva Chiran Rakhantu Buddha Desanang. Akasattha ca Bummatta Devanaga Mahiddhika Punyantang Anumoditva Chiran Rakhantu Tang Sada. May all beings all the beings be peaceful and happy with the merits of with the blessings of the Noble Triple Gem.